Good afternoon, basketball fans. Welcome back to the LB Gym here in beautiful Fredericton, New Brunswick. The clouds are broken. Sunny day out there now. Some of the moisture issues we've had all weekend have disappeared as things are drying up a bit in the capital city. Swim meet is over downstairs. The building's cooled off a bit from yesterday. Don't expect the action to cool down, though, at all, folks. The last game of the Ken Gould, we're cranking it up one more time. 12th game of the weekend. It's been a dandy weekend so far. Going to be a great season all year long here in the ACAA. Mount Allison Mounties and St. Thomas Tommies. Both of these teams come in 1-1. Mounties won Friday over Holland College, 116-108. Lost yesterday to MSVU, 92-81. Tommies, they beat MSVU 95-88 on Friday. Lost yesterday to Holland College, 115-92. That game was the late one yesterday, and it honestly, by the end of it, didn't quite as feel even quite as close as that score indicates. It felt more like a 30-point game than a 20-point game. The Hurricanes started to run away from the Tommies. Tommies closed it a bit late. And really the story of that one was the Hurricane offense. They put up over a century in all three games here this weekend, going 2-1. They defeated MSVU here earlier today. One of these teams will end up 2-1 as well, very evenly matched. Talked to Coach Chapman before the game. He said, I think this is indicative of the way the league's going to be this year, is anybody can beat anybody. And I tend to agree from what I've seen. Lots of high-end teams here. I've seen 5 of the 7 rosters on the men's side. Full here this weekend, Dan Crandall. I know Coach Stevenson in UKC going to have his troops cracked up as well, ready to get the season underway. And haven't heard much at UNBSJ. I think they've got some exhibition games on the slate coming up. I've seen many of their results, but a little under the radar from at least my perspective so far. Other Seawolves, they could surprise. We got the starting lineups here. First for Mount Allison, we will get from public address announcer Brad Janes, as they're announced. Emmanuel Dugna is number 3. Noah McCarthy is number 5. Jonas Monroe is 6. Miles Haynes-Lacey from right here in Fredericton FHS is 14. And 22 is Tim Ellison. Then the starting 5, I think we've seen every game this weekend for Coach Chapman. For the Tommies, a change in the starting lineup. Owen Amos is a scratch today. So Harrison Florian, number 0, draws in. Vince Littleton is number 4. He is a starter. 6 is going to be Tanner Hoyt. 9, Evan Villain. And 13, Jeffrey Lavoie. Lavoie, an all-Canadian talent out of Ecole Secondaire Benice Desloges in Ottawa. Averaged over 17 points a game in the ACA last year for the Tommies, go along with 5 rebounds and 3 assists. Did Lavoie. Bit of a quiet game yesterday. Look for him to get off on the scoring track in that game yesterday against Holland College. Trey Campbell, 19 points, 5 rebounds. Ethan Tumwine, 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. Tanner Hoyt, 12 points. Owen Amos had 16 points, 16 boards. Ellison and Florian will switch sides. On the Mountie side, in that loss to MSVU, Adugna with 13. He had 30 in the opening day action against Holland College. McCarthy with a 25-point, 8 rebound, 4 assist line. And Miles Haynes-Lacey, 14 points, 4 rebounds. We're underway. That is McCarthy, number 5. Mounties in their dark-colored garnet uniforms with the gold trim. McCarthy gets the first 2. Tommies in the home, sparkling whites. That's Lavoie. Lavoie spins outside for Villain. Villain on the drive. That's going to be blocked by the long arms of Miles Haynes-Lacey. We're going to have a double dribble called on Miles Haynes-Lacey. Your officials for the final game of the Ken Gould: Misters Patterson, Whipple, and LeBlanc. 2-0 Mounties, early going. Florian for Lavoie. Lavoie on the drive, kicks it outside. Littleton, Villain, a corner three, rimmed out, rebound Ellison. McCarthy for three. Littleton taps it to himself, tracks it down. We've got out of bounds, and we're going to point in the direction of the Mounties. 8:50 to play. Jonas Monroe will inbound. Manuel Adugna along two, rims through. Florian picks up the dribble in the post against Ellison. Littleton on the dribble drive. That rims out. Ellison collects the carom. Lavoie on the steal. Back for Littleton. Into the hands, though, of McCarthy. Ahead for Adugna. Has Miles Haynes-Lacey. Inside, Florian for two. Tommy's first 2 points go to Harrison Florian. Florian at a Leo Hayes High School in Fredericton North. Just see a tweet between games. Basketball tryouts at Leo Hayes Thursday, Friday, and Monday, I believe. If you're in the Fredericton region, don't already know about those, and you're a Leo Hayes High student, get yourself to the gym, get tried out for the basketball teams over there. Florian for the cutting Villain. Tough shot there. Rebound McCarthy. 8-2 Mounties. 7:15 to go here in the first quarter. Adugna, three. Rebound McCarthy. Energy seemed to be going in favor of the Mounties here early in this one. Front rim there, McCarthy. That's Lavoie on the rebound, and now Lavoie turns it up, jams himself on the rim. Florian is there for the putback. Tommies set. Some pressure now. Hoyt bodies up McCarthy. Monroe cans the three-pointer. Trey Campbell and Ben Duell off the bench for the Tommies. Tanner Hoyt, transfer from UNBSJ, goes off glass for two. Calm looking drive from Hoyt. Makes it 11-6 Mount A. Ben Duell with the takeaway for Tanner Hoyt again. Again, he goes at McCarthy. Doesn't get that one to go off the glass. Adugna brings it across half for the Mounties against Duell. Back for McCarthy. McCarthy switches back. Duell switches back. Campbell with a little bit of a block on the shot from Monroe, and now Trey Campbell, the rookie, gets the blocking call on Emmanuel Adugna. Ethan Tumwine off the bench also for the Tommies. He'll check in here. He had a great performance in my eyes yesterday, did Tumwine. Contributed all around. Timeout, Stu. 5:40 to go here in the first quarter, 11-6. Noel McCarthy working the officials on his way back to the bench. Key scratch for Mount Allison is Minwoo Park. Park normally steady point guard, nursing injury. He's there on the Tommies bench. Park out of Fredericton High School. And it's great to see high school ball kicking back in. It won't be long. Usually it's the Lions Den tournament, one of the first items at least on the local high school basketball calendar. And then early December we get the Maritime Invitational. If you're a high school team, you don't know about that one. Particularly if you are a AA, single A team, small AAA school as well into that tournament. Teams from all over the Maritimes, we're back to Maritime Wide again for that one. Come in, it's a massive tournament. Whole lot of fun to be part of. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to partake in that this year or not, but I think I will be able to do some at least. That's a whole lot of fun. And then the Capital City Classic happens as well. And of course, I think it's called now the DNA Swag Tournament in Moncton. Happens just around the same timeline there before Christmas, and we're heavy into tournament season. The Thunder Valley Classic, the Potato Barrel, the Dairy Town. Giggity giggity, as they say, high school basketball fans, lot to look forward to in the upcoming season. Lavoie with the shot from the outside. Rebound goes to Tumween. Campbell on the reset. Tanner Hoyt. McCarthy into the front court against Tumween. Good take by McCarthy. Good job not to pick up the foul by Ethan Tumween. Trey Campbell for Ben Duell. The Tommies trail by 7. Looking for a score here. They desperately love to get Jeffrey Lavoie going, I'm sure. There is Lavoie into the paint. Tough take by Lavoie in against 3 Garnet jerseys. Monroe guarded by Duell. Duell with the push for Trey Campbell. It's going to be a block on Adugna. That's going to be his second. Oh no, that's Adugna's on the sideline here. That is Poramon who gets the block. I didn't see Poramon check in. My apologies to D'Lo and the family there. They're watching along. D'Lo out of Calgary, Alberta to Mount A via U of T, Mississauga. Trey Campbell makes the first. And the second. That's Gabe Powder, number 15, who is checked in for the Tommies. Jonas Monroe strikes from deep again. Tommy shooting only 21% to start this one. There's Lavoie operating in the post. Going to raise that percentage up a little bit. The Mounties shooting nearly 60% to start this game off. Counts for the difference we see on the scoreboard, I would say, is the shooting percentage. Powder, the little rainbow as well. Through the fingers there. The online stats for the Tommies have Gaio Isaiah with 2 points. Gaio not part of the starting lineup. Gaio is a scratch here this afternoon. He is all-conference first team defensive player of the year, Gaio Isaiah, so a big scratch for the Tommies, along with Owen Amos and Tyrese Paul. Gaio hasn't got in here all weekend long. So the online stats do have a little bit of an issue. I believe it's Tanner Hoyt that should be the other starter there, not Gaio Isaiah in the online stats. Hoyt is 6. Isaiah wears 8. Rashawn Ferguson on the drive, knocked away by Jeffrey Lavoie. Ferguson has got hops. He's 6'6" out of Nassau, Bahamas. To the Mounties via Victory Rock Prep. Poorman, lucky to get not called for a travel there. Rebound to Lavoie for Trey Campbell. Back for Lavoie. Lavoie on the drive. He's going to pick up a foul on Ferguson, I believe. Does indeed go on Rashawn Ferguson. His first. Littleton checks back in. Villain checks back in. Ben Duell inbound on the sideline, so it's Duell with Villain, Littleton, Campbell, and Tumwine. The Tommies go, I'll say, with a small lineup here. Littleton can't make that one. Villain crashes the glass. Duell also crashes the glass, knocks it out of bounds. It will be Mountie ball. The Mounties have Powder, Miles Haynes-Lacey, Adugna, Ferguson, and Dilo Poramon on the court. That's Ferguson for Adugna. Ferguson launches from deep, no good. Rebound Ben Duell. Duell for Campbell. Tip is no good for Villain. Tommy still have the ball. Villain has it knocked away by Dilo Poramon. Some of the fans here asking the officials how that is not a foul. Guess they're saying that they got all ball on that. Zach Votor checks in for the Tommies. Votor in his third year out of Ecole St. Anne. Villain is fouled that time. Will be either Miles Haynes-Lacey or Rashawn Ferguson. I believe that is Miles Haynes-Lacey. Duel out, Florian back in. The first on Haynes-Lacey, the fourth team foul on the Mounties. The Tommies have yet to pick up a foul. They trail by 8 though. Villain short on the first one. He was only 2 of 5 in the regular season ACA last year, so a small sample size for Villain to judge shooting percentage from the free throw line. 1 of 2 on that trip is Evan Villain. Adugna guarded by Littleton. Crossover. Drive. He's going to get that to go through, and he gets a body foul, I think, from Tumwine on the drive. .20-11 now, 1:26 to go in the quarter. Adugna to the line. That one bounces off. Rebound to Villain. Villain for Tumwine on the take. Nice bank-in shot for Ethan Tumwine. Soft off the glass. Littleton on the board. Has Ferguson on him. Villain on the take. That one doesn't go in. Rebound to Powder. Adugna for Haynes-Lacey. He's going to get right to the bucket. Met by Zach Votor, who will give the foul. .42 to go, first quarter. Haynes-Lacey talking about the Maritime Invitational there earlier. And we had lots of time in that as part of Coach John Rice's JV program at FHS. But I will say one of the top JV programs in the province. Coach Rice puts in a lot of effort there. Really helps the AAA team with the players that graduate. Of course, John largely responsible for running that Maritime Invitational. I think it's his vision. The organizing committee certainly helps out a lot. McCarthy on the cut. Rebound Florian. Tommies trail by 7 with 10 seconds left in the half. Tumwine gets that one to rattle through for 3. Ethan Tumwine, I believe, now has 7 points with that three-pointer made. He's the leading scorer for the Tommies as we go to the quarter time break. 22-18 Mount A at the end of the first quarter. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching coverage of the Ken Gould Invitational on Tommies TV on YouTube. Come on back in about 2 minutes for the second quarter. Getting set to go here out of the quarter time break. Tommy's ball. Start the second quarter. They trail by 4 to Mount Allison, Lavoie, Littleton, Villain, Vautour, and Florian for STU. For Mount Allison, McCarthy, Haynes Lacey, Adugna, Elson. And one more player on the far side. I believe that's Powder, number 10. Oh, pardon me, Connor Briand is number 10. The starting 5 for both squads. Vautour, back for Littleton. Vautour, can't get that one to go down. Rebound Noah McCarthy. He's all over the stat sheet already, is McCarthy. He picks up 2 more points. Lavoie for Littleton. Acrobatic shot for Littleton as he ducks under McCarthy. One-hander for 2 points. Mounties by 4. Early going of the second quarter. Villain had Florian with him but lost the handle. Littleton for 3 makes it a 1-point game. Vince Littleton heating up for St. Thomas. And now there's Lavoie, puts the Tommies in front by 1. Tanner Hoyt checks back in. Vautour will go to the bench. 25-24 St. Thomas. 8.5 to go second quarter. Locked in a battle with the Mount A Mounties. Briand Ellison for three. Here's it from the fans on that shot. He's made a couple of those this weekend from deep, though. Sure, that's not going to deter him from shooting. Littleton to the tin. Foul goes on Noah McCarthy. It's going to be McCarthy's first. Littleton to the line. Littleton now with 5 points on the game, 2 of 7 shooting. Make it 6 points. 3 Mounties with 6. McCarthy, Monroe, Haynes, Lacey. Tumwine with 7. And now Littleton with 7 lead the Tommies. Tommies with some pressure. Haynes Lacey beats it with the dribble. Ellison shoots it again, and he says, yeah, I'm not going to be denied my long distance shot. Looks a lot better making that one. Florian outside for Villain. Back to Lavoie. Jeffrey makes the step back. Hoyt's going to pick up a reach-in foul here. A reach in there for Littleton to punch the ball away on McCarthy. Inbounded by Monroe for McCarthy. Ellison in the post against Florian. Ellison goes to work. Good defense by Big Harry, but it is Tim Ellison with the 6-footer. That's going to be a delay of game warning on Noah McCarthy. That's the second or third time the ball's gone through the hoop. He's collected it and handed it to the official. He's saying they're doing it on the other end as well. Watch that. Officials blow that one down. Evan Villain with a nice take. Lays it in with the right hand at the rim. McCarthy with the spin and floating jumper. Nice move by Noah McCarthy. He was looking for a violation on Littleton on the line. Pointing it out to the official, had a few cursive words on the way up the court of the variety that would be replaced by symbols in any text. That is McCarthy, bodied up by Florian. Littleton deflects the post pass. Was intended for Ellison. Subs for the Tommies. Campbell, Tumwine, and Duell. Briand goes to the bench. Jonas Monroe checks in. Correction, Gabe Powder checks in. Monroe was already in the game, I believe. That is Monroe, catch and shoot, three-pointer. Nice running lay in there for Gabe Powder. And now he gets the turnover as well and scores another two. 38-31, 4 quick points for Powder. The Tommies don't take care of the ball there on that inbound play. Florian quickly will return to the game. Into the hands of Ellison on the errant Tommy shot. And now laying it in again are the Mounties, Miles Haynes Lacey. Timeout Tommies. Coach Hickey not happy with the defensive performance of the Tommies. Says we're going to talk this one over, and we're going to get this right coming out of the timeout. (40-31) here in the second quarter. Final game of the Ken Gould. My voice is held up. I can feel it in my throat just a little bit. You might sound a little bit deeper than I did on Friday. Thanks to the lozenges for keeping me going and some cold water here today. Building's in much better shape in terms of temperature-wise and moisture-wise. That also helps. Time to break up the timeout. Will be Tommy ball on the inbound. I believe that's Tanner Hoyt behind the post for me with Ben Duell. Yes, it was Tanner. For Florian. Campbell on the cut. Hoyt from 17 feet cans the tooth. Jonas Monroe makes 3 at the other end. Someone's got to guard Jonas. Hoyt, the step back three-pointer. Duel for Trey Campbell. Rebound goes to Powder, who finds McCarthy. As the Mounties have opened up 10-point lead on the Tommies. Haynes Lacey for Tim Ellison. Miles Haynes Lacey. Ellison the fall away. Doesn't go. Tumwine for Hoyt. For Duell. Florian and Duell. A little exchange. Inside Harrison Florian. Nice pick and roll with Ben Duell. Give and go play. Send Big Harry to the line. It's like the second foul on McCarthy. Number 5 up on the board. Florian makes the second. Again, if you are watching the online stats, there's a little error on the Tommy side. Number 6 is listed as Gaio Isaiah. It is in fact Tanner Hoyt. Gaio is a scratch. Isaiah wears 8. I think it's just a clerical error on the entry there. Lavoie gets to the rim. And timeout Coach Chapman, as the Tommies have cut into the lead here with a quick 5 points, 43-38 now. Tommies respond after getting down 10. Quick look at the leading scorers. Miles Haynes-Lacey has 11 for Mount Allison. Monroe 9, McCarthy 8. Tim Ellison 5 points and 5 boards. Manuel Adugna with 3 assists for the Tommies. Lavoie has 8. Florian Littleton and Tumwine each have 7. Evan Villain has 5 boards and no one has more than 1 assist. McCarthy has 2 fouls. No one else has more than 1 thus far. Mountie shooting a high percentage, shooting over 56%, 18 of 32. The Tommies 14 of 38. Turnovers, the Mounties have 5. The Tommies have 2 rebounds in favor of the Tommies, 17-14. Fouls, the Mounties have 6, the Tommies only 3. They've been relatively clean thus far. Monroe has it swatted away by Ben Duell. Duell is second year out of Bernice McNaughton, the former Highlander. Brought some energy to his game here this afternoon. Stepping on the inline is D'Lo Poramon, number 1. He's checked in for the Mounties. Poramon out of Calgary. It's Lavoie and Duell on the exchange. Duell for Florian. Free throw line extended for Harrison Florian. He knocks it down. Harry's having a good game here. It gives him 9, makes him the leading Tommy scorer. Rashawn Ferguson will be called for the offensive foul on the illegal screen. That's going to be his second. Adugna and Ellison check back in. 43-40, Mount A. The Tommies can tie with a triple on this trip. Florian down to the floor for it. Lavoie comes up with it. He spins, kicks it outside for Tumwine. Up top for Duell. Cross court for Lavoie. There is the triple. No, it didn't go through. We have a foul on Tumwine on the rebound. Going to be a hold on the rebound, called by referee Patterson. Powder for Ellison, Miles Haynes-Lacey against Tanner Hoyt. Haynes-Lacey hit the skids on the way through there. Took a little wipeout into the snowbank. Didn't have the winter tires on, he was coming through the key. In all seriousness, he hit a short patch of moisture there. Going to dry that up. .204 to go, second quarter. The Mounties +3 on the Tommies. Florian on the catch, spin on Ellison. Nice up and under by Big Harry. Harrison Florian goes to school. Puts him in double digits in this one, a 1-point game. The Mounties lead by 1. The Tommies get another turnover. Lavoie ahead of the pack, tips it up off the glass and rebound to Gabe Powder. Lavoie gambled for the steal, didn't get it. Monroe on the catch. Pardon me, that was Tanner Hoyt that gambled for the steal. Monroe on the miss. Florian on the rebound. Gould on the push to the corner for Hoyt for three. Tanner Hoyt drains the bucket there. Tommies +2. They've erased the 10-point deficit here in this quarter. Haynes Lacey on the spin, ties us up. Hoyt against Monroe. Back for Florian. Ben Duell, he's going to drive. Draw the foul on Miles Haynes Lacey. Noah McCarthy set to check in. Haven't seen the McCarthys here in the gym. Pretty much assured they're watching along at home. Shout out to the clan McCarthy. Noah, of course, out of Grand Falls. Family lives in the Fredericton area now. Noah finished his high school being at Fredericton High School, as did sister Allie. Allie is off playing D1 ball in the U.S. I believe it's the Fighting Hawks of North Dakota for Allie. She was around this summer, did a little scores table work, the Maritime Women's League. Of course, if you're interested in any of those things, follow Brad Janes on Twitter, NB Hoop Report, NB Hoop Report. He has periodic updates on the collegiate level, both local and away, for New Brunswick-based players. Certainly interesting to follow Brad. Brad doing some work at the announcers table on the PA here today, as Tommy Athletics are going on multiple fronts. Soccer, hockey, rugby, and basketball all happening here this weekend for Tommy Athletics. Good work by the athletic staff to manage that workload. Lavoie goes up and in for 2 points. 48-45 Tommies. 18.1 seconds left in the quarter. I think we're getting an adjustment on the clock. Right to the fresh 24. Now we're just going to shut the shot clock off. McCarthy on the drive. He scores with 8 seconds left in the half. Clock continues to run. Now 4 for Ben Duell, 2. Villain gets the long one off. It will count, but it's short. We're going to go to halftime. St. Thomas Tommies 48. Mount Allison Mounties 47. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching the final game of the Ken Gould Invitational for 2022. Come on back in 15 minutes for the second half. It promises to be a great finish. Fans, welcome back for the second half final game of the 2022 Ken Gould Invitational. Fine group of men's and women's teams we've had here all tournament long. This last game features the Tommy men hosting the Mount Allison Mountie men. It is the Tommies by 1 at half, 48-47. Close fought affair. Let's have a look at the leading scorers. For Mount Allison, Miles Haynes-Lacey has 13 points. For Mount Allison, Noah McCarthy has 10, along with 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Jonas Monroe 9, Gabe Powder 6, Tim Ellison 5, Manuel Adugna with 4. That accounts for all the scoring for Mount A. McCarthy and Haynes-Lacey each with 2 fouls, and Adugna and Poramon with 1, along with Rashawn Ferguson with 2. Foul issues for Mount A. On the Tommy side, Harrison Florian with a great game, 5 of 5 from the field, 1 of 4 from the line, 4 rebounds and 11 points. Leads the Tommies. Jeffrey Lavoie, a little slow starting, but now has 10 on 5 of 10 shooting. Vince Littleton has 7, Ethan Tumwine 7. Tanner Hoyt, who in the online stats is listed as Gaio Isaiah. Tanner is wearing number 6, just a clerical error there on the stats. Has 5. Evan Villain has 3. Trey Campbell 2. Ben Duell has 1. Evan Villain with 5. Duell and Florian each with 4 lead the rebounding for the Tommies. Duell with 3 assists. Tumwine with 2 fouls. Hoyt, Duell, and Zach Votor with 1 each. In terms of team stats, the Mounties 20 of 36 for 55.6%. 5 of 14 from the line, 2 of 3. 5 of 14 from deep, 2 of 3 from the line. Tommies 18 of 46, 39%. 3 of 11 from deep, but 7 of 10 from the line. Tommies only have 2 turnovers in this one. They had close to 30 yesterday against Holland College, so that's a good switch for the Tommy fans. Rebounds, the Tommies are +5, 14-9. Assists are close. Tommies with a few more steals, and the Mounties with a few more fouls. Pretty close across the board. That means it's a close game, 48-47. Set to start the second half. Mountie ball. That is Noah McCarthy. Tim Ellison now. They're joined by Miles Haynes-Lacey, Emmanuel Adugna, and Jonas Monroe. Knocked away by Vince Littleton. A forward for Tanner Hoyt. They are joined by Lavoie, Villain, and Florian. That's Lavoie for 3. Rebound, Ellison. Coach Chapman says, collect that one, get a hand on that. That bounce, I was just about to say. Sloppy looking rebound, but it does go to Tim Ellison. Littleton uses a Lavoie screen, but then gets, rejected, I thought. Fouled underneath, though, I guess. Yeah, on the push by Miles Haynes-Lacey. That's going to be Miles Haynes-Lacey's 3rd early here in the 3rd quarter. Coach Chapman looks like he's going to stick with him for now. As Littleton goes to the line, he's 2 of 2 from the line thus far. A miss there. Vince Littleton shot about a 70% clip from the line in the ACA last season. Makes the 2nd. Out of bounds, off the Mounties. Tommy basketball. Littleton to the front court. Inside for Florian, he finishes. Harrison Florian's having himself a heck of a game for the Tommies. Looks really calm when he gets the ball inside, does Harry. Push off on Ellison on the rebound into the back of Lavoie. It's going to be his first, the second foul for the Mounties in this quarter. Tommies now +4. Littleton uses the Florian screen. Gets enough space to get the shot off. Rebound to Dugna. Ellison for his second three-pointer of the game. Florian backs in. Ellison kicks it outside for Littleton for three. Make that a 2. Blaine gets a deflection. Lavoie almost a steal. Now a foul on one of the Tommies. Going to go on Verlaine. The Mounties were attacking the bucket. D'Lo Poorman will check in. With Emmanuel Adugna going to the bench. Miles Haynes-Lacey misses the first. Haynes-Lacey, the leading scorer for the Mounties. Now 2 of 3 from the charity stripe. Makes that 2 of 4, the FHS product. Tanner Hoyt whacked in the chin on that shot. Didn't get any foul call there. Gabe Powder checks in for Miles Haynes-Lacey. 3-point game, 7:03 to go here in quarter number 4. Ellison looked to tie it up. Got a foul on the rebound here on Vince Littleton. No, it goes on Evan Verlaine, number 9. Going to be Verlaine's second. Powder on the drive, back outside to Ellison. He puts up the 3 again. Makes Ellison 2 for 5 from 3-point land. Tanner Hoyt drains a tray. We'll give Hoyt 8 points on the afternoon, I believe. Poorman makes a deep 3. Littleton kicks it to the corner. Long shot is missed by Hoyt. Mounties trail by 3 as McCarthy crosses half. Lavoie with the rebound. He looks up court, knocked away by Jonas Monroe. Ben Duell set to check in for the Tommies. He'll come in for Evan Verlaine. Verlaine out of Miramichi Valley will take a cheap seat on the bench. Littleton makes 2. As D'Lo loses a shoe. Trey Campbell will check in for Jeffrey Lavoie. Campbell, 6'4" guard out of Scarborough. First year with Stu. Set to go. He does a little jersey tuck in. Officials are giving him some time here to adjust the shorts. Poraman thought about the deep three, instead passes it around for Powder. Ellison in the post. Gets a body from Florian. Tommies knock it out of bounds. Shot missed by McCarthy. Turns around and has some words with the fans. Not sure who's jawing at him over there. Florian on the rebound, gets the second attempt, goes back up off glass. That looked good. He fights for it again, but he'll pick up the rebounding foul on the third attempt. Only his first. Poraman for three. Too strong, rebound, Trey Campbell. He'll come to the front court against Powder. Off glass, tip no good. Ellison lucky he didn't called with a hold on Campbell there. The Tommies get the ball. Established in the low post is Florian. Now he gets the catch on Gabe Powder. Harry will back him down, put up the shot. Nice looking shot by Harrison Florian. Florian now with 15 on the game. And 7 rebounds. Finish at the other end is Ellison. 61-55 in favor of the Tommies. Florian with the step through on the lane, comes up short on that runner. He'll make that more times than not when he's got that much space. Jonas Monroe double teamed. Littleton's going to get called for the reach in. He didn't think so. Ethan Tumwine set to check in for the Tommies. Will be for Tanner Hoyt. Rashawn Ferguson off the bench for Mount Allison. He will come in for Ellison. Let's see how Florian makes out with the speedy Ferguson here on the defensive end. McCarthy got a little shoulder from Campbell on the way by, but scores anyway. Littleton on the catch and drive against Poraman. He gets it to drop. It's going to count. Haynes Lacey will check in for Gabe Powder. Lavoie in for Florian. Colin Downey is set to check in. This will be for the shooter. Florian takes his 15 points to the bench. Littleton also now has 15. They are the game's leading scorers. Whilst Haynes Lacey has 13 for the Mount A side. Colin Downey into the game for the Tommies. Not sure if I just called him Ben Dool or not. My mind is getting a little tired here. That is Colin Downey, 6-foot guard out of Rossay. First year former Red Hawk. Great season that Red Hawk team had last year at the high school level. There is Downey for three. Short on the shot, now Downey on defense. Powder for three. (64-60) in favor of Stu. 2:55 to go third quarter. A tight final game of the Ken Gould Invitational. I think this is what we can expect all season long. Downey on the take, kicks it outside for Tumwine. Trey Campbell for three, front rim, rebound McCarthy. Going to be 4 rebounds for Noah. McCarthy guarded by Ben Duell. D'Lo Poramon. Downey will pick up the foul that will send Poramon to the line. Connor Brienne, number 10, checks in for Gabe Powder. 2:24 to go here in the third. Poramon makes the first. That's his first free throws of the game here. And the second. Manuel Adugna re-enters for D'Lo Poramon. Lavoie into the front court for Tumwine. Trey Campbell from the baseline. Rebound, Haynes Lacey off his foot. Adugna picks it up though. Beats the timeline. Tumwine is going to run hard into the moving screen from Rashawn Ferguson. The rookie out of the Bahamas. Picked up a couple of those fouls. Needs to get the feet set on those screens. That's going to be his third. Tumwine will come off. Ben Duell will come off. Lavoie and Littleton back on. That is Littleton with the ball. Uses the Lavoie screen. Back to Lavoie on the drive. He's going to go off the glass and get fouled. Lavoie with the miss. He is a very good free throw shooter, over 60% last season in the regular ACA season. Makes the second. Tanner Hoyt checks in for Trey Campbell. Little press on now by the Tommies. 1:45 to go in the quarter. Haynes Lacey dribbles through. Rashawn Ferguson works the offensive glass for 2 points. His first 2 of the game. Lavoie falls. Downey picks it up, but it's taken away by McCarthy. Mounties can take the lead with a score. McCarthy gives it to them on the putback. Inside, Lavoie is blocked by a couple Mounties, Ferguson among them. Now Adugna into the front court. His team now up 1, under a minute to go in the quarter. It was the Tommies by 1 at halftime. That's how tight this game has been. Reach in by Littleton. I believe that's going to get called on the floor on the dribble. Won't matter in the bonus anyway. Downey off. Harrison Florian checks in. Jonas Monroe checks in for Noah McCarthy as well. 41.6 to go in the quarter. Ben Duell for Evan Villain. 68-65 Mounties after that made free throw. Florian. Lucky he doesn't get called for a travel, and it is out of bounds off of Harrison Florian. I think he expected to find the body of Rashawn Ferguson there, and it wasn't, and he was looking for the body contact. Sent Harrison to the floor. Tommy's down 3, just under 30 seconds to go. So we're going to do a little mop up to big Harrison Florian. Left a little perspiration on the hardwood. Miles Haynes-Lacey for Jonas Monroe. Cross court, Miles Haynes-Lacey drives baseline. Nice take by Miles Haynes-Lacey. He scores 2. Technical foul on the Mounties. This is going to be for touching the ball after it goes through. Oh, double technical foul here. 14 red, 14 white. That's going to be Ben Duell and Miles Haynes-Lacey. Referees will come over and talk to Coach Chapman. I wasn't watching that at all. I thought the Mounties must have touched the ball after it went through the bucket. No, they were warned about that, Noah McCarthy, in the first half. Tanner Hoyt knocks down the free throw. Referees will confer again. I think maybe we had 3 technical fouls there, 1 for touching the ball after it went through, and then 1 each on the 2 players, so we only end up shooting 1 shot. I think that's the explanation I'm going to go with. I'm not down on the floor. I'm high above here, just trying to surmise what's going on. Both coaches asking, I think, the same question of what's happening, and now they turn it over to be red ball. I have no idea why we just got over to red ball there. I'm pretty sure the Mounties had just scored, and then we're going to go inbound. I'm pretty sure they must have said there was a foul called on the Tommies. If that's the case, I'm not sure if it was a common foul, why we didn't shoot in that case. So I'm a bit confused as to what happened there. That happens to me a lot, I guess. Duell with a long shot at the buzzer. Nonetheless, at the end of 3 quarters, will be Mount Allison 72. The St. Thomas Tommies 66. And folks, if you're following along at home and saw what happened, give me a shout out on the Twitter. Maybe just that I've been here through all 12 games here this weekend, that I couldn't figure out what was happening there and why we went with the possession that we did. Mounties +6 after 3. I'll be back in about a minute and a half with quarter number 4. Mounties are set to go for quarter number 4. We'll have a quick look at the leading scorers. Mount Allison, Haynes Lacey 17, Noel McCarthy 14, Gabe Powder 11, Tim Ellison 10. For the Tommies, Littleton 16, Florian 15, Lavoie 11, and Tanner Hoyt has 9. Hoyt still listed as Gaio Isaiah in the online stats. That's why I pause every time I get to look at Tanner Hoyt's name. Littleton on the take. Rebound, Rashawn Ferguson. Nearly a turnover, but Ferguson picks it up for Emmanuel Adugna. So it's Adugna, Furtick is Ferguson, Monroe, Briand, and Powder. I was going to want Vince Littleton. Littleton is joined by Jeff Lavoie, Ben Duell, Harrison Florian, and Tanner Hoyt as the Tommies start this quarter 4. Duell picks it up outside for Hoyt. Hoyt looks to run some offense, back for Ben Duell. Now Littleton guarded by Briand. Littleton off glass, doesn't get it to go. Rebound, Connor Briand. Briand is first year, the 6'4" forward out of Kingston in the Impact program. Vince Littleton is down and holding a knee. After that collision, I think he collided with teammate Ben Duell. Ethan Tumwine is set to check in. Harrison Florian will do the icky shuffle, gets the towel out to clean up the floor. Littleton walks it off. A 9-point Mountie lead now. The Tommies are looking for a score here on this trip. Hoyt for Lavoie. Florian in the post against Ellison. Tumwine step back 3. Ethan Tumwine continues to impress here this weekend in the Tommies jersey. That's going to be a foul on Connor Briand. Tumwine now with 10 points, perfect from the field, 4 of 4, including 2 of 2 from deep. A rebound and an assist, and a couple fouls to boot. Tumwine off the bench for Coach Hickey. Quality addition to this program. Duell loses the handle. The Mounties are all over it. That's picked up by Briand. Ahead for Powder. Powder too strong off the glass. Quick follow by the Mounties. Florian pulls down the second attempt, but Briand takes it away. Jonas Monroe makes a 13-footer for 2. 77-69 is the score on the board. That's 8. The differential in this one. Ben Duell answers from 18. Ellison ahead of the pack, the running layup. Florian in the low post against Ellison, backs him down, works the body, tries to go up over him. Ellison holds his ground there and rebounds the Florian miss. 8-point cushion as Noel McCarthy operates in the front court. He gets the ball to Jonas Monroe. Monroe cross court for Gabe Powder. Double fouls, that's going to go on Connor Briand and Tanner Hoyt. Double foul. And now we're going to get a towel out here again. Put a little shine on the hardwood. Florian for Lavoie. Lavoie for three. That one was wide. Lavoie from his butt in the crease banks it off the glass for two. Little smile from Jeffrey Lavoie. That's a take by Powder. Rebound to the Tommies. Lavoie. Cross-court pass for Hoyt. He misses that. Rebound Ellison. Now Noah McCarthy looks behind him to make sure there's no Tommies in hiding. Brings it across half for Ellison. That's going to be through the hands of Gabe Powder. Once again, it's a little bit too much butter on the hot potato. Powder can't squeeze it. Good to see Vince Littleton back in after that previous exit where he was favoring the knee. Hoyt goes against Jonas Monroe and draws a foul. Outside official calls that one. Daniel Adugna will check in because there's contact to the noggin. It'll send Hoyt to the line. Briand will come off. Foul is on Monroe, his first. Team's third. The Tommies have two. 6:15 to go in the fourth. It puts Tanner Hoyt on the line. One more for Hoyt. Chance to close the gap to 4. Rebound Ellison. Ellison now with 9 boards. Taken away by the Tommies. Verlaine for Littleton. Littleton has it taken back by McCarthy. Now ends up on the floor with McCarthy. Make that 10 boards for Ellison as that stat now goes up on the online scoreboard. Ellison a double-double. And there he spins into trouble though. Bailed out with the foul on Evan Verlaine. Could have very well been a jump ball. Instead, gets the foul call. Powder out. Miles Haynes-Lacey in. Verlaine picks up his fourth. He will come out in favor of Trey Campbell. Tommies down 5, 4:43 to go. Mounties with the ball in the front court. McCarthy on the post against Tanner Hoyt. Nice turnaround jumper by Noah McCarthy. Oh, good take by Ethan Tamwine. He stays perfect from the field with another score for St. Thomas. Heck of a weekend for Ethan, coming off the bench for the Tommies. Dugna short, rebound Florian. That's Tamwine. He's been making good decisions here. Tanner Hoyt with the runner. 3-point game, 81-78, just under 5 minutes to go. Tommies and Mounties locked in a battle. Got a jump ball called. That ball still looked to be loose. Possession arrow favors Mount Allison. We'll get the switch just after this play. Big shout out to all those who have been interactive on Twitter and other forums online. Appreciate all the feedback and lots of new follows this weekend. I am privileged to be able to bring this game to you, and I should give a big shout out to my employer. Allowed me to have Friday off in order to come enjoy myself here, bringing you this coverage of the Ken Gould. Shout out to Mike Levine at Clearview. Certainly appreciate the support for the extracurricular activities I receive in my workplace I know everyone is not so lucky. And what a great weekend this has been here for me overall and for the tournament. All the coaches I've spoken to have enjoyed this top quality competition. Just what their teams need is as they get them prepared for the regular season. Littleton on the take. Lavoie on the second putback, can't get it down. Still tapped around. McCarthy finally comes away with it. And Littleton gets him in the nose, it looks like, on the rebound. Oh, they're going to go with an unsportsmanlike call on that. Just off the rebounding action. Seems like a bit of aggressive on the foul call. I thought it was just on the rebound. I didn't think there was anything intentional about that. I guess just where the contact was, they decided to go with the unsporty. Hoyt will come off. No, Littleton will come off. Hoyt's just getting a towel. Villain will come on the line. Noah McCarthy, he's got 16 points. Make it 17. That ties him for the game high with Harrison Florian and Miles Haynes-Lacey. His first trip to the free throw line. Almost hard to believe with the way Noah McCarthy plays that this is his first trip to the line in the game. Misses the second. 4-point game, 82-78. The Mounties retain possession. Mounties work the offensive glass for a second and third attempt. Tim Ellison will go to the line as he's fouled by St. Thomas. As we wind down this quarter, I'm going to have a quick look at the men's basketball schedule as we look to get started here in ACAA play. First league games, the 29th, Holland at UKC, that goes at 4 o'clock. Stewart Mount Allison, 8 o'clock, but that game is at Crandall University because of the renos to the gym in Mount A. Mount A will not get their gym back until January, I believe. So they're going to have a lot of road games this first semester. That I think is the only one they weren't able to do a swap on, as the Tommies go there twice, once first semester, once second. Holland and MSVU on the 30th gets it going. Mount Allison at Holland on Friday the 4th. So some barn burners to start out. Crandall UMBSJ, they start their season also on Friday, November 4th. 82-81, that's in favor of Mount A as we get going here. Check the schedule, acaa.ca, everything you want to know about this great conference. All the links to ACA TV available through there as well. Just check out the menu on the website, you'll find them. Both of these schools have great athletic departments and great information available on their athletic websites, gotommies.ca and mountypride.ca for these respective schools. Format is very similar, makes it real easy for me to find the info. Check that out, folks, if you're looking for info on any of these teams. Get out and watch this. I'm going to go back to the call here for the last 2 minutes, 48 seconds, as we're in a 1-point game. Monroe outside Adugna for three. That's no good. Rebound Trey Campbell. Tommies can take the lead with a score. Campbell is going to draw a foul. And that will be the 5th foul on Mount Allison, so we're going to shoot. Florian will come in for the shooter, Campbell. Campbell comes up a little bit gimpy on, looks like the left ankle. Officials check him out. Timeout called. Campbell is going to have to limp over to the sideline, then limp back to the free throw line. Florian out to meet him. Give him a little encouragement. Coach Hickey says, let's get in the timeout here, talk this one over. In for a great finish. 1-point game. 2 quality ACAA schools. We've had 4 quality schools here. Quality teams, Mount St. Vincent and Holland College. the other participants in this tournament. What great basketball it's been all weekend long. That's what we can expect all season in the ACAA. Should be a lot of fun, at least for me and for the spectators watching. Said the same thing to the coaches, and they certainly expect tough games all season long. I'm not sure it's as fun for them as it is for me as a commentator and spectator. They've got a little more skin in the game than I do. But folks, it all winds up here. This is the host site for the ACAA tournament. Fingers crossed that we don't run into any other social issues that force us into scheduling changes and format changes into the playoffs as we had last year. All these teams will be aiming to get right back on this floor in early March, compete for the conference title, the chance to win their ticket to the Nationals. I haven't looked to see where that is, but something tells me it's at Southern Alberta Institute of Technology. It's either the guys or the girls that's out there this year, I think. That's just pulled up from the back of my brain somewhere. Get that set for the regular season. Campbell ties us up at 82 with 2:35 to go. Florian checks in for Campbell as the Tommies get the 1-point lead. Gould also checks in. This is for Villain. Gould tucks in the back of his shirt. We're set to go. Miles Haynes-Lacey as the Tommies bring some pressure. Jonas Monroe guarded by Ben Gould. Monroe has Ellison in the post. Adugna on the far side, now up top. Noah McCarthy here waiting to catch the pass. Adugna drains the jumper, and the seesaw continues as it is the Mounties who spring up to the 1-point lead. Back for Florian from 15 feet. He's gone a bit cold here from the field in the latter part of this half. They're getting out to a great start. Still has 17 and is the Tommies' leading scorer. Monroe for the 3-point lead, no good. Rebound Florian. Off for Ben Gould. Tanner Hoyt. Jeffrey Lavoie. Ethan Tumwine. That one goes through for 3 for Ethan Tumwine. He is 7 for 8 from the field. He does have 1 miss. Rebound Tumwine with the big deflection. That goes out off of McCarthy. McCarthy thinks the referee got that one wrong. Tells him so. Noel McCarthy wears the heart on the sleeve. Leaves it all on the floor. Tommy's ball. They're now up 2 with 1:26 to play after Ethan Tumwine made the big 3-pointer. Harrison Florian against Ellison. Kicks it back outside. That's going to be a travel. You can't switch pivot feet. Big Harry. Ben Gould checks in for Evan Villain. Looks like we're going offense, defense for Coach Hickey here. Gould on defense, Villain on offense with the sub pattern. Monroe with 1:13 to go and the Mounties trailing by 2. Deflected into the hands of Ellison. For Miles Haynes-Lacey. McCarthy for 3 and the lead. No. That's deflected by Ben Gould out of bounds. Can only get one hand on that rebound. We're going to stay with Mount Allison. 14 on the shot clock. 1:02 to play. What a dandy finish this is between these two schools. Both 1-1 in the tournament thus far. The winner will go to 2-1. Jonas Monroe cans the 3. Makes it a 1-point lead for St. Thomas. Villain back in for the offense after the make. 1:01 to play. Mounties +1 on the Tommies. Life on the Mounties bench, and the Mounties fans, of course, they always travel well supporting the team. Lavoie with the reverse is going to get the foul. on Jonas Monroe. Lavoie will go to the line. Both teams in the bonus. 51.1 to go. Lavoie, 1 of 2 on the line, has 13 points in the game. Ben Duell, the defensive sub, now in. Evan Villain sits right at the head of the bench for Coach Hickey. Not sure we've seen the play drawn up by Todd Woodworth's son yet before the game. Sam. We get down late here on a timeout. Let's see if Coach Hickey lets young Sam draw up the play on the bench. Told he was responsible for the first play of the game. Maybe the coach will give him the last one as well. Timeout, St. Thomas. They trail by 1, 47 seconds on the game clock. I believe it's going to be Tommy possession coming here out of the timeout. See if Coach Hickey takes the wisdom from young Sam Woodworth here and draws up the play for the Tommies. You know, they're having a great chat before the game. X's and O's on the coach's board. This one can't go into overtime because I'm down to my last drink of water. 87-86. We've got 47 seconds to go. In all seriousness, overtime would be a treat. I'd work through it. I've still got some honeybees left. Mounties last to break the huddle. I'm betting Coach Chapman has drawn up an offensive play on the other end if the Tommies score. Spread set here for St. Thomas. Now move into a box. Wide box, Villain on the inbound. For Lavoie, clean catch. 9 on the shot clock for the Tommies. Lavoie off glass, can't get it to go. Tim Ellison is there on the boards. Jump ball, and the possession arrow is to St. Thomas. Florian and Ellison on the jump ball. Lavoie comes up rubbing a hand with a hand on his back there. After that, tumble down to the floor. A little discussion with Jonas Monroe. Tanner Hoyt will inbound underneath the offensive basket. 39.5 to go. The Tommies down 1. Both teams in bonus. Referee backs up Emmanuel Odugna. The Tommies lob it in for Florian. On the catch, 12 on the shot clock. Florian for Tanner Hoyt. Hoyt to Florian, can't get it to go. Villain knocks it out of bounds. This is going to be Mount Allison ball. That was a nice look inside from Hoyt to Florian. Now Ben Duell checks in for Evan Villain. Offense, defensive switch these two have been making here for the last little bit. Mount Allison Mountie ball, 28.5 to go. They lead by 1. Let's see what happens here. Haynes Lacey for Monroe, inside for Ellison, back outside for Haynes Lacey, and now Noah McCarthy. He's going to direct some traffic. Back out, and now Odugna for 3. Front rim, rebound Haynes Lacey for 2. Timeout. St. Thomas Tommies, 3-point deficit. The Mounties on the Miles Haynes Lacey putback lead 89-86 against St. Thomas. Tommies here will undoubtedly advance the ball to the front court with only 5.5 to play. Let's see what gets drawn up on the Tommies end. It's going to have to be a shot for a 3-pointer. You're going to think Tanner Hoyt may be the option. Looking at the three-point shooting in this one, it's Ethan Tumwine. He's 4 for 4. He's a good choice. Littleton is 2 for 3. Tanner Hoyt's only 2 for 7 from three-point land. Lavoie capable from shooting out there as well. We saw Lavoie get the ball in his hands on that last possession up here. Miles Haynes-Lacey now with 19, the leading scorer in the game. Ethan Tumwine with 18 for the Tommies. What great competition this has been, right down to the wire here. Tommies with a chance to tie here and send it to overtime with only 5.5 seconds left on the clock. Let's see what they draw up in the huddle. See some of the Tommies women's volleyball team cross court here for me. Driving along the music along with Coach Don McKay. Hazard to guess they may have a practice coming up here after this. They're starting to gather, and of course, good camaraderie among all the Tommies athletic teams, cheering one another on when they can and the schedules allow. 5.5 to go. Villain will inbound. Hoyt, Lavoie, Tumwine, and Florian on the court. For Hoyt, he drives, kicks it outside, but Lavoie is on the end line. It goes over to the Mounties with 2.3 to play. Not sure that's what Coach Hickey had drawn up. Timeout now, Mount Allison. They will undoubtedly advance the ball over half to avoid the steal and quick three-point shot. All they really have to do is get the ball in. Tommy's looking for a quick foul, I would expect. Maybe not even that. They're going to have to go for the steal because they're already down 3. Will be a foul and hope for misses from the line. That's pretty tough. Does look like the Mounties will go to 2-1 in the tourney, assuming this holds over the final couple seconds. Crowd seems to think so as well as they start to file out. Again, what fun it's been. Absolutely privileged here from my perch in the pit. Get to talk a little bit of basketball all weekend long. Sure, I won't have much of a voice tomorrow, but that's quite okay. It's been a pleasure here. The teams have put on a marvelous performance. Couple seconds left in the timeout, 2.3 on the game clock. Indeed, we will advance to the other side of the half. So a big turnover Mounties team comes in here, and they look like they're going to get 2 wins on the weekend, defeating Holland College and St. Thomas, losing to MSVU. Hurricanes will pick up 2 wins over the Tommies and MSVU. MSVU finishes 1-2. They beat Mount Allison. 1.9, McCarthy to the line. He can seal it with a make here. Front rim for McCarthy. The Tommies get the first miss. Let's see if they can get the second. They're going to have a real quick turnaround with 1.9 seconds. McCarthy calmly drains it. That's ball game. Lavoie inbounds for Hoyt. He will launch one, but it won't matter. 90-86 in favor of Mount Allison. That's the final score in this one. Folks, what a great weekend this has been. Been privileged to bring it to you. My pleasure here. Thanks for all the interactions online. Thanks for following. Thanks for all the great comments from the players and families that I've had here this weekend. Certainly appreciate those. Get yourselves to acaa.ca for the website. Check out the upcoming schedule. Links for all the webcasts, all you need to know. Check it there. Get out to the schools and support these teams. Great league this year. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm Bill Gibson. Thanks for tuning in this weekend, folks. That's a wrap from the Ken Gould